September 13th. Inquire within rather than without, asking, what part of myself do I wish to experience now in the face of this calamity? What aspect of being do I choose to call forth? When life throws something hard at us, like a heartbreak, disappointment, or even a loss, actually, the first thing we do is often look outward for someone to blame, for answers, for something to fix. And I say this because I remember when I lost my dad, those few days after, the few weeks, the few months, and sometimes even now, I always sat down to just think to myself, if I had done this way, if my dad had only listened to me, to take these drugs, to go on a diet, if I had just stayed back a bit, because I had to travel to Lagos for an interview. And I remember telling my dad, I'll be back soon so I can stay with you and prepare your meals. I was only gone for 11 days. On the day I was supposed to be back, my flight was in the afternoon, my dad had entered a coma. And I was so angry with myself and with him for not waiting for me to come back. I felt like, oh, if I hadn't traveled, I would have fixed it. Maybe he wouldn't have gone into a coma. If I was around, I would have done this and done that. I would have fixed this and fixed that. I also remember, going through the list of medications that my dad received in the hospital, trying to see if there was an omission, if there was a fault from the hospital, trying to see what could have gone wrong. I tried so hard to control the narrative. I tried so hard to blame myself. I was so angry. I was so depressed. It was so bad that I actually left my Instagram of over 7,000 followers. Yes. And I opened a new account, which I use currently. Why did I do this? I was just so angry with everyone on that account. It was just everyone's fault. The world was just a wicked place to be in. I just hated everybody. I hated myself. But these words that I read right now is inviting us to go inward, not to ask questions like, oh, why is this happening to me? Oh, my life is so miserable and whatnot. But to pause and ask ourselves, who do I want to become in this moment? What part of myself do I choose to experience in this moment? Do I want to be the sad person, the depressed person, the frustrated person, the angry person, or the happy person, or the grateful person? That is where our true power really lies. Not in controlling what happens actually, but in choosing who you want to become during those times. So ask yourself this question today. When things get tough, what part of yourself do you reach for? And is it truly serving you and making your situation better?